Hello students, in the last lecture of chapter 8 electrostatics, we have completed the topic capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor without and with dielectric medium between the plates. Now let's have the example based on it. Example 8.17. A parallel plate capacitor has an area of 4 cm square and a plate separation of 2 mm. Number 1. Calculate its capacitance. Number 2. What is its capacitance if the space between the plates is filled completely with a dielectric having dielectric constant of 6.7. Now let's see the solution. First of all, we have to write down the given data. As the area of the parallel plate capacitor is given 4 cm square. So here A is to be written as 4 cm square. Now this is to be converted into meter square by multiplying 10 raised to minus 4. As we are converting from centimeter to meter, so we have to convert by 10 raised to minus 2. But here we are supposed to convert centimeter square into meter square. That's why we are multiplying the factor 4 by 10 raised to minus 4. Hence, the area we are getting 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. Then next, the plate separation is given as 2 millimeter, which we are denoting as D, which is equal to 2 millimeter. And here also we have to convert the value from millimeter to meter by multiplying 10 raised to minus 3. Hence, the value of D we have to write as 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. And here we have to use the value of the epsilon naught, the permittivity of the vacuum. We have to use the value which is a constant, and we are using it as 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 coulomb square per Newton meter square. As well as the dielectric constant is given as 6.7. The value of K is given as 6.7. So you have to write here in the data. Now first of all, we have to determine the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. And hence here we have to use the formula C is equals to A epsilon naught upon D. Now in the next step, we have to substitute the values, as A is 4 into 10 raised to minus 4, epsilon naught is 8.5 into 10 raised to minus 12, and D is 2 into 10 raised to minus 3. So we have to substitute the value for A epsilon naught upon D, and hence we are writing C is equal to 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12, which is the value of epsilon naught, into 4 into 10 raised to minus 4, which is the value of area, divided by 2 into 10 raised to minus 3, which is the value of D. When we are solving these ratios, so we are getting the value of capacitance of parallel plate capacitor as 1.77 into 10 raised to minus 12 farad. After that, next we have to determine the capacitance if the space between the plates of the parallel plate capacitor is completely filled with the dielectric having the value of the constant of the dielectric as 6.7. So solution for the second, the capacitance we are denoting over here it as C dash, and hence the formula we are supposed to write as A epsilon naught K upon D. As we had filled the space between the two parallel plate of the capacitor with the dielectric, hence the formula we have to write the capacitance is A epsilon naught K upon D. In the next step, we have to substitute the value, as A is 4 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. Epsilon naught we are having 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 coulomb square per Newton meter square. Value of K is given as 6.7 and D is 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So here we have to substitute the values for A epsilon naught K upon D. Hence we have to write in the next step C dash is equal to 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12, which is the value of epsilon naught, into 4 into 10 raised to minus 4, which is the value of A, into 6.7, which is the value of K, divided by 2 into 10 raised to minus 3, which is the value of D there. Then we are solving this ratio and getting the value as 7.90 into 10 raised to minus 12 farad. So here we are getting the final answer for the capacitance if the space between the plates is filled completely with the dielectric having the dielectric constant 6.7 as 7.90 into 10 raised to minus 12 farad. And for the given parallel plate capacitor, the capacitance we are determining as 1.77 into 10 raised to minus 12 farad. Now, let's have the next example 8.18. In a capacitor of capacitance 20 microfarad, the distance between the plates is 2 millimeter. If a dielectric slab of width 1 millimeter and dielectric constant 2 is inserted between the plates, what is the new capacitance? Let's see the solution. As the value of the capacitance is given 20 microfarad, so here we are supposed to write C is equal to 20 microfarad and it is to be converting into farad by multiplying 10 raised to minus 6. Hence, we are writing C is equal to 20 into 10 raised to minus 6 farad. Then next, the distance between the two plates is given as 2 millimeter. We are denoting it as D, which is equal to 2 millimeter. And it is to be converting into meter by multiplying 10 raised to minus 3. Hence, the value of D would come 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. After that, it is given if the dielectric slab of width to 1 millimeter and dielectric constant 2 is inserted between the plates of the capacitor. So, what would be the new capacitance? So, over here, we can say the width or the thickness is given as 1 millimeter, which is to be converting into meter, and hence the value of T is written as 1 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. And the value of the dielectric constant is 2, so K is to be written as 2 there. So here, first of all, the value of the capacitance for the parallel plate capacitor we are giving by using the formula C is equal to A epsilon naught upon D. And we have to determine the new capacitance when a dielectric slab of width to 1 millimeter and dielectric constant 2 is inserted between the plates of the capacitor. So, for that we are using the formula capacitance C dash is equal to A epsilon naught upon D minus T plus T upon K. After that, here we are supposed to take the ratio of these two capacitance C upon C dash, which would come A epsilon naught upon D divided by A epsilon naught upon D minus T plus T upon K. As we are taking the ratio of these two capacitance, so A epsilon naught would be cancelled and D minus T plus T upon K would come in the numerator, and hence C upon C dash is to be written as D minus T plus T upon K divided by D. Then we have to substitute the values as C is given 20 microfarad. So here we are writing it as 20. So the value of the capacitance C dash would be determined in microfarad, as here we are not multiplying with 10 raised to minus 6 factor. The value of C we are substituting as 20 microfarad. That's why the answer we will directly write into microfarad there is equal to D minus T, as D is 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 and T is 1 into 10 raised to minus 3. So here we have to write 2 into 10 raised to minus 3 minus 1 into 10 raised to minus 3. Then plus sign is there. T upon K we have to write. So T is 1 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by dielectric constant, which is 2. So T upon K we have to write as 1 into 10 raised to minus 3 upon 2. And this is to be divided by D, which is 2 into 10 raised to minus 3. When we are solving, so the value we are getting as 26.6 microfarad. We are solving the whole equation there, and hence we are getting the value of C dash as 26.6 microfarad. Now, here in this question, the capacitor which is there, its capacity is 20 microfarad. And when the dielectric slab is to be inserted between the plates of the capacitor, then the capacitance would become 26.6 microfarad. So here it shows that when the dielectric is to be inserted between the plates of the capacitor, so obviously the capacitance or the capacity of the capacitor would be increases. So these are the examples of the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor without and with dielectrics medium between the plates there. Now, let's proceed the chapter. The next topic we have, energy is stored in a capacitor. Now, a capacitor is a device which is used to store energy. Charging of the capacitor means we are transferring the electrons from one plate of the capacitor to the other. Hence, work will have to do by the battery in order to remove the electrons against the opposing forces. And these opposing forces arise since the electrons are being pushed to the negative plate, which repels them, and electrons are removed from the positive plates, which tends to attract them. In both the cases, the forces oppose the transfer from one plate to another. As the charges on the plate increases, opposition also increases. So this work done is stored in the form of the electrostatic energy in the electric field between the plates, which can be later recovered by discharging of the capacitor. So now let's consider a capacitor of capacitance C being charged by a DC source of V volts, as it is shown over here in this figure. A capacitor of capacitance C, it is to be charged with the DC source of V volt there. Then during the process of the charging, we are assuming that Q dash be the charge on the capacitor and V be the potential difference between the plates obviously. Hence, C, the capacitance of the capacitor, we can write as Q dash upon V. Now we are considering that the small amount of work is to be done if a small charge dq is further transferred between the plates. So for the small amount of work which is to be done to transfer the small charges dq, we can say that the dw, which is the small amount of the work done when the small charges is transferred between the plates there. So this dw is equal to V into dq. As work done is to be given as product of force and displacement. That means when the force is to be applied on a body and if displacement is occurred, then we can say work has to be done over there. Now here we are transferring the charge dq from one plate to another plate by using the potential difference between the two plates, or by means of the V volts which is to be connected across the capacitor. Hence here the small work done we are writing as V into dq. And also we can say that the dw be the work done in depositing an additional charge dq on the insulated plate of condenser against its potential at a certain instant during the process of charging. Hence dw is to be written as V into dq. As we had written, C is equal to Q dash upon V. So the value of V would become Q dash upon C. So here we are writing dw is equal to Q dash upon C into dq. So this is the small work done when the small charge dq is further transferred between the plates. So we can determine the total work done in transferring the charges, and that's why over here we have to take the integration of the small work done there, and it is to be denoted as capital W as integration of dw, which is equal to, as dw we had taken Q dash upon C into dq. So integration of dw will be written as integration of Q dash upon C into dq, as over here we are transferring the charges during the charging process. We are considering that initial the charge on the plate would be 0, that means the total work done in charging the condenser from the charge Q0 from Q is equal to 0 to the fully charged capacitor when the capital Q we are taking as the charge when the capacitor is fully charged. So the initial value we are taking as from Q is equal to 0 to the final value we are taking as Q is equal to capital Q. So here we have to write the total work done in transferring the charges as integration of Q dash upon C into dq, the limit from 0 to capital Q there. As 1 upon C is constant, where C is the capacitance of the condenser there, hence we can write the equation as W is equal to 1 upon C integration Q dash into dq. The integration we are supposed to take for all the charges which is transferring to the plates there. After that we have to take the integration of general formula we are using, integration of x dx, which is to be given as x square upon 2. So here in the next step we have to write 1 upon C, W is equal to 1 upon C, integration Q dash dq would become Q dash square upon 2. The limit is given from 0 to Q. So here we are supposed to make a bracket and give the limits 0 to Q. After taking the integration, we have to substitute the limits. The method of substituting the limit is that at the variable place, we have to substitute the upper limit, then subtract the value when the value lower limit is to be written at the place of the variable. That means the next step we have to write as W is equal to 1 upon C in bracket. Instead of this Q dash, we have to substitute the upper limit, that would be Q. So here the value we are getting as Q square upon 2. Then put a minus sign. Then substitute the lower limit there. So at the place of the Q, we have to substitute the lower limit as 0. So the value 0 square upon 2 would be 0. That means here in the bracket what we are getting, Q dash square capital Q square upon 2 minus 0, which would be left with Q square upon 2 in the bracket. Now we are getting the value of Q dash square upon 2 limits from 0 to q as q square upon c. Hence, W, the total work done, we can write as 1 upon c into q square upon 2 there. And finally, the total work done in transferring the charge capital W, we are writing as half q square upon c. So this is the work done which is to be stored as electric potential energy U of the capacitor. And this work done can be expressed in different forms. As we are having the basic formula, Q is equal to CV. So first of all, the energy is stored, we are writing U is equal to half Q square upon C. Then by using the relationship Q is equal to C into V, we can here at the place of Q, we can write it as CV. So when we are writing here as CV, so Q square would become C square V square, and the equation would be U is equal to half C square V square upon C. One C get cancelled and remaining the relationship we are given in terms of the capacitance and the potential difference as the potential energy U is equal to half C V square. This is another form. Similarly, over here we can substitute the value of C also. C is equal to Q upon V there. So when we are substituting the value of C as Q upon V, so one Q get cancelled and QV is left over here, which is to be multiplied with half, and hence finally another different form of the potential energy we can write as half QV. So over here the work done which is to be stored as electrical potential energy U of the capacitor can also be expressed in different forms as U is equal to half Q square upon C, which is equal to half CV square, which is equal to half QV by using the formula Q is equal to CV. So here we have determined the expression for the energy stored in a capacitor. Now let's see example based on this topic. Example 8.19. A parallel plate air capacitor has a capacitance of 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 farad. A slab of dielectric constant 3 and thickness 3 centimeter completely fills the space between the plates. The potential difference between the plates is maintained constant at 400 volt. What is the change in the energy of the capacitor if slab is removed? Now here it is given that a parallel plate air capacitor having the capacitance 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 farad and a slab of dielectric constant 3 whose thickness is 3 centimeter completely fills the space between this parallel plate capacitor, and it maintains the potential difference between the plates at 400 volt. We have to determine what would be the change in the energy of the capacitor if we are removing the slab from the space between the parallel plate capacitor. Now let's see the solution. As the energy is stored in the capacitor with air, we can use the formula which is to be written as EA is equal to half CV square. As value of C is given 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 farad and V is given 400 volt. So here we are using the formula the energy stored in the capacitor with air as half CV square. Now next let's substitute the values. So here it would become is equal to half into C is 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 into V square is there as V is 400, so 400 square we have to write there. When we are solving, half into 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 into 400 square, we are getting the value as 24 into 10 raised to minus 5 joule. So this is the value of energy stored in the capacitor with air, which is 24 into 10 raised to minus 5 joule. Now when the slab of dielectric constant 3 is introduced between the plates of the capacitor, so in that case the capacitance of the capacitor increases to C dash is equal to Kc, and hence as value of K, the dielectric constant is given as 3, and C over here, which is the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor in which the dielectric slab is inserted, is 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 farad. So C dash is the capacitance of the capacitor which would be increased after inserting the slab in the parallel plate capacitor. So this C dash would become Kc. Then we have to substitute the values. K is 3 into C, which is 3 into 10 raised to minus 9, and hence it becomes 9 into 10 raised to minus 9 farad. So C dash gives the value of the capacitance when the dielectric slab of dielectric constant 3 is inserted between the parallel plate capacitor with air, which is 9 into 10 raised to minus 9 farad. Then when we are inserting the dielectric slab, so the energy is stored in the capacitor with dielectric we are giving as ED is equal to half C dash V square. In the same manner we are using the formula. Here the energy is stored we are denoting as ED, and the value of the capacitance we are denoting as C dash for the capacitor when the dielectric is to be inserted. Then E dash is equal to half C dash V square. Then we have to substitute the values, and hence ED is to be written as ED is equal to half into C dash we have determined is 9 into 10 raised to minus 9 farad. We have to write over here into V square. V is 400, its square we have to take. So the substitution is to be written as ED is equal to half into 9 into 10 raised to minus 9 into 400 square. When we are solving this, the energy stored in the capacitor with dielectric we are getting as 72 into 10 raised to minus 5 joule. Now here you can see when the parallel plate capacitor is to be taken with air, energy is stored in the capacitor we are getting as 24 into 10 raised to minus 5 joule. But when a slab of dielectric constant 3 is to be introduced between the plates of the capacitor, so in that case the energy is stored in the capacitor with dielectric we are getting as 72 into 10 raised to minus 5 joule. So here you can see that after inserting the dielectric slab between the plates of the capacitor, the capacitance as well as the energy is increased. Hence we can say that there will be the change in energy will takes place when the dielectric is to be introduced between the plates there, and hence the change in energy we are writing as ED minus EA. As ED we are having 72 into 10 raised to minus 5, and EA we are having 24 into 10 raised to minus 5. We have to substitute the value in this equation, and as 10 raised to minus 5 is common in both terms, that's why we are taking 10 raised to minus 5 out of the bracket, and in the bracket we have to write down 72 minus 24, and here we are getting the value of the change in energy as 48 into 10 raised to minus 5 joule. So there is therefore an increase in the energy on introducing the slab of the dielectric material, and the energy will be changes, the energy of the capacitor will be changed if the slab is removed over there, which would be obviously 48 into 10 raised to minus 5 joule. So here We have completed the topic energy is stored in a capacitor, and the chapter 8 electrostatics is over. Thank you.